What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back. All right, a few weeks ago, we went over the new Sub-Zero plate carrier from Agilite. And in that video, I showed you the K19, which you see back in the corner there. But what I didn't do a good job of comparing was the Sub-Zero versus its immediate predecessor, which is the K0. All right, now since that previous video, I did go ahead and get a mag placard for the front of this. It's a little bit different than the previous one that I showed you. This one is called the pincher placard, and I'm not gonna go over a lot of detail on it, but it's because it kind of conforms down and pinches the magazine as it goes in. You can see the pouch expand as I push the mag in there. All right, so it really suctions down and pinches the magazine. And I also got one of these abdominal pouches here, and I've got one on the K0 that you'll see also. And I also went ahead and I had two first spear tubes on this one. I went ahead and took the one off the right side here, left the one on the left, and I installed that one on the left. Excuse me, yeah, the left side of this one. I'm looking in the screen. I'm like, wait, is that left or right? So now I have one on the side that I typically egress out of this thing. All right, now I'm gonna have to switch back and forth between each of these quite a bit during this video. I'm gonna hope to keep this video quite short, but let's go from top to bottom because that's how I like it. And that puts us up here with the straps. Now, on the previous review of this, I already mentioned how it fits me. So I'm 6 feet tall, 240, 242 pounds, somewhere in there. And I have the adjustments on this maxed out, okay? And it fits me right. But if you are any bigger than that, don't go with this one. There's some other options here for you. If you look at the straps on the Sub-Zero, they are fairly thin. So this is padded, but it is quite thin padding. And this is the K0, the predecessor, and this is quite thick padding. So whereas this was maybe 1/8 to 1/4 inch of padding, this is probably 1 inch to 1.25 inches of padding. Straps on the Sub-Zero are quite featureless, meaning they don't offer any additional functionality, okay? On the K0, you can see that there is a split in the shroud right here, and there's also a little tab right here that has a pass-through, an elastic pass-through. So if you wanted to run comms, or if you wanted to run a hydration tube or something like that, when you first kit your K0, inside this front plate bag here is going to be a little pouch with a couple different kind of accessory options. They're basically various Velcro strap accessories. And I'll roll in a video of it here, but on the strap itself, you actually open this strap up, okay, this covering here, you install it through the little ports, the little holes on the side, and then you close this back down, and it's got 4 different locations to run these little accessory straps out of. Now, if we talk about the plate bags themselves, the plate bag, again, this is the K0. On this one is fairly well padded. You can see it's got this breathable mesh lining on both the front bag and the rear bag. And it is, you can, listen. Here, let me get the mic. It's like almost like a soft, breathable foam. On the Sub-Zero, you don't have that. So you have the actual plate bag itself right here. There is a breathable mesh that goes through to the plate itself, so any heat that builds up inside the plate bag can escape. But there is not a lot of padding. So like right here, that is the edge of your plate. Like you can very well hear the edge of the plate on my knuckles there. All right, now on the Sub-Zero, they brought back the plate retention straps on the inside of the plate bags. I'll roll in a real quick video here, kind of overlay so you can see this. It's not a huge deal, but on the K0, they removed those straps that were present on the K19 and the K19 V3. I guess they got some feedback that people liked those plate retention straps on the inside, so they are back on the Sub-Zero. Now on the K0, you also have some additional lashing points. This is the rear bag, on the rear bag, as well as some lashing straps that run down the side here. You also have those same lashing straps on the front bag here. So we kind of talked about the pincher placard on the front of that one. On this one, you can see that it has these retention straps on the magazines here. And the nice thing about these is you'll also see that they have some elasticity to them. They want to push out in that outward position, okay? So it keeps the front of that pouch open so that you can easily reinsert a mag. And those are also from Agilite, sold on their website. Now the cummerbund on the Sub-Zero is completely removable, okay? I'm not gonna go over all of the geometry of the back adjustment here and all that. Go watch my original video for that. But the cummerbund has side pouches for magazines. I don't like those. Go watch my previous video to understand why. However, if you have a different cummerbund system that you prefer and it attaches either similarly with like these first spear tubes or with the traditional Velcro that wraps underneath the mag placard, it will work with this vest. The K0 is also mostly removable, and what I mean by that is it does have the traditional Velcro cummerbund system in the front, and if you lift this back panel, all right, there is Velcro underneath that back panel, so if you did have one that also attached via Velcro to the back, you could do that. However, these clips that you see right here are sewn on, all right? So while you can remove all the strapping and pull all that strapping out, you are still gonna have this clip hanging off the back of the plate carrier. But if we look at these clips on the rear for a second, you'll see the tails hanging off of them with a bunch of additional strapping kind of Velcroed in a little knot right there. All right, so in my review of the Sub-Zero, and again in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that one pretty well maxes out this one on a guy my size, all right? It doesn't have a tremendous amount of adjustment, especially if you got a couple extra pounds around the midsection like I do. This one, the K0, has a ton of additional adjustment, all right? So there's probably still another 6 or 7 inches on both sides of adjustment here. I mean, way, way, way more adjustment than most people would ever need. But instead of the mag pouches on the side of the cummerbund like the Sub-Zero has, again, go watch my review of that to see why I didn't personally care for them. This one just has kind of a little open molly panel on the side here. But they do make side plate attachments that you can attach on this, all right? Whereas this one with the fixed mag pouches on, you'd have to completely replace the cummerbund and do something different if you wanted side protection on the Sub-Zero. And the million-dollar question, which one should you buy? If you're a guy my size, I would rule out the Sub-Zero, all right? It's just a little bit maxed out, and without some of the cushioning and padding that either the K19 or the K0 has, it can kind of create some hot spots. If you are a smaller guy, normal size guy, I would say 170, 180 pounds, somewhere around there, the Sub-Zero would probably do you perfect. So then you might ask, well, between the V19 and the K0, which one would you get? That's kind of a purpose of use question. The K19 is a little bit more of a medium duty rig. I feel like you could probably carry more with that, especially with the functionality that allows you to adapt the backpack, the AMAP onto the back. If you're gonna have a prolonged engagement or you're gonna be out all day or something like that, that one gives you a little bit more life in the field, probably. The K0, I could almost flip a coin, to be honest with you, between the two of them. I wouldn't kick either one of them out of bed. I don't think you can make a wrong choice either way. Just for myself personally, because of the size that I am, I have to rule out the Sub-Zero for myself, all right? It might be a perfect rig for my wife, though, actually, as I'm thinking about it. It is a little robust in the front, though. I don't know, we may have to role play this and see how she likes it. I hope that answers your question. If you're a smaller, average size guy, the Sub-Zero is great, or the K0. If you feel like you're gonna need something to support you for more of a prolonged engagement, you're gonna need the modularity or the functionality to allow you to attach the AMAP and stuff like that, then you're gonna wanna go with the K19. Especially the V3 version, go with the V3 version. I don't even know if they sell that one anymore. Anyway, enough rambling, that's it guys. Look, as always, I appreciate your time watching. I've got lots more content to come. If you did like this video, do me a favor, consider giving it a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.